When you speak, you are commanding. It's not a spiritual thing because the reaction it gets is not spiritual. It may come from abstract, but it is physical. When you call my name, you invoke a certain energy in me. You remind me of my calling to build. You know, unlike South Africa, when you say South Africa, you actually like said rainbow. You said nothing. You are not even giving this land a command. You are not saying to it, Mama way too, or something like that. When you speak a word like that to the land, it knows that it must bear its motherly responsibilities. If you say our father, if you say our child, you know that you must mother the land. You are called to something. Until also we change the name of this country, because we are not commanding the land as we do with words. Some people say nothing is that was not made by the word.
When you speak about spirituality, because now we use the word spirituality, in the English system they speak of esoteric sciences. When we speak of Timfiso, they speak about amulets, and those are the same descriptive things. When we speak about they call those things talismans. When you speak about they call those things staffs. Yeah, understand? And even us as people who are woke spiritually, we struggle to say that there are no words for certain things in English that describe spiritual things, but there's a whole esoteric language that describes almost every single thing that we use as shamans, because that's what they call us, shamans. So I'm saying this not in defense of English, but in defense of language and the revering of language in its pure nature, in order to be able to understand higher vibration, access higher codes of understanding of being. Because there's a reason why we as people are born, unless you learn another language, you can't communicate with that person. Animals can communicate with each other, water communicates, every other entity can communicate with each other outside of that language. And children. But us as the adult people who are in charge, if you can say, or caretakers of this world, we are the ones who are limited by language. But it's not a limitation. It's actually for us to pay attention, because once you start to know it with one language, you understand it's a universal truth for all languages, because spirit is what? Universal. We need to understand that English is such a dynamic language. I find in malimi ethu esibantu besintu, malimi ethu akhula in terms of the inventions that are there, but English language is always growing with new terms that come with new meanings based on the time. So it's not a language you can rely upon from true impartial communication. I mean, bootylicious wasn't in the dictionary. Bootylicious so in the dictionary. Maragithi limletfu lihlale linjalo sukusela emandulo kuze kuyofika nyalo. Makungukuthi nyalo batocala ukuthi bayende letindiza machine tabo ngilasta ucala sithi alright lona mdiza machine masebendi TV stasho ukuthi alright lona ngimabona kutse ngoba lendvo loyibona kuyibonela khashana. Even nakulama gama leswasebenzisako leligama lokuthi mabona kutse, it describes what a TV does far better than the word television set. So utfola ukuthi masikhuluma ngekuthi usekuthwaseni ekuthwaseni fune uhlale usevalweni. Yabona livalo lebangoma, livalo vele mawunganalo livalo kufuna ukuthi ukuthi kahle kahle mina nginalo dloti na. But because livalo mase kufune kulitranslate wena new millennial, when westernized, modernized African utol experience kanjani. During my time at Twasa, I suffered from anxiety. There were times where I was always scared. There were almost times where I felt as though I was going to go into panic attacks, and there was no one around to offer solutions and answers for me. So I felt that my Baba didn't actually care, and I was going through this whole mental issues there, and there was nobody who could understand me. No, you did that to yourself. You have created that in your psyche. Guthi, there was anxiety nani. Ushatshwa livalo. And livalo ufuna ihlale likushaya ngoba likufundisa inhlonipho. Kuthi lana likhaya lebantu labadzala. Vele uma ufika la kunemadloti khona kufuneka kubike kuwe ukuthi lelivalo lisho lithi dza. Uyakuvisisa. Nanoma umuntu avuka dloti kuba nalelivalo lelifikako la ngaphakathi mawuva ukuthi leli impela dloti lelimemetako. Livalo is such an important communicator for thina bantu badloti, because it shows you ukuthi this is something that is holy ground that you're walking upon. This is something sacred that you need to revere. But because sesicabanga ngalesingisi lesesitawuthini, I had mental traumas throughout my twasa ngoba awuvisisi ukuthi livalo vele lebungoma. Unethi ingoma lethi khuluma ngelivalo, ivalo phela likudzabo yini na ngadzabuka levalo, yini na ngadzabuka levalo, gogo ngibonani na ngadzabuka levalo, yini na ngadzabuka levalo, kutwasa kubuhlungu ngitsatshwa levalo, yini na ngatsashwa levalo. And liba mnanzi lelivalo ngoba uyathi usimalifika so liyabika khona lelibika kona uyalikhulumisa lelivalo lakho, because even ngesingisi kuyasho ukuthi there is nothing to fear but fear itself. So usabani wena bakutshela ukuthi ngaphakathi kwakho kunemimoya kunemadloti lakhulumako makunaloku ubucoka lobufikako kuwe fune bafike njani bathi itete nana, listen, we've got something to tell you. You know, there's a sick person who's come. Hi man. As healers, masithi sibelaphi benzabuko sebenda ngekufa nekuphila. And the lelivalo lethu is to remind you of the gravitas, the power, the authority, the role within which you are being birthed in. Ukuthi wena ngokuthatha into kancane ungabulala umuntu or ungamlapha loyo muntu loyo. So lelivalo laloko and libalekile. Limi lethu likhuluma tindvo letinye and lokunye fune sikhhlati, and the only lens we have is ukuthi sathi letingoma takadzeni ukuthi bantu bakudzala bebaticula ngoba mina gogo la ngithwase khona uthwase kudzala. I always used to ask ukuthi why nine le nthwase kadzeni manicula anithi ngiyakhuleka nithi wo ngiyakhuyeka. Oh ngiyakuyeka, oh yebabe ngiyakuyeka, yebabe ngiyakuyeka, oh yebabe ngiyakuyeka. Or mabacula bongilamleleni lapha endlini kunenyoka bathi ngiyami yeyeni. It's always the L sound is turned into an NY sound, and she'd never be able to give me an answer athi ngilokwa kadzeni. But a couple of weeks ago, when I was doing something, reading up on something, I came across this piece of knowledge that went back into that area that in Kulmakona, lana kunguthi beknebathembu khona, beknemambo khona, beknemathonga khona, and that was the area. Laba khuluma ukuthi there was a certain kind of dialectical Nguni they spoke that was not like Zulu and not like Swati, where they used the NY sound, bo ngiyakuyeka instead of ngiyakulega, and that was how their language was structured. And then I got to understand ukuthi okay, so when they go back into saying emathonga lolizwe ngiko lana ukukhuluma ngako, and then I understand in history ukuthi Mhlabi Yalingana became Mhlabi Yalingana because that's where most healers were exiled to during those horrible dark times that we come from. So that is an important area which carries a deep knowledge for Tsine njengemanguni before the birthing of all of these young nations, because Tsine Maswati is mancane, Mazulu mancane, Mandebele mancane, Mashangane mancane, but the Nguni tribe is ancient. So if ngihlangana nawe and wena umXhosa, I won't say wo ayike nangumxhosa udongihlolela ngize ngathi mxhosa, I will say ukuthi it's important that I learn your language within you because there's a certain level of divinity it carries. There's a certain level of knowledge it carries based on the cultural encoded wisdom within what has shaped that language. And in that way, just in knowing many languages, you learn so much from understanding the idioms, understanding the metaphors, understanding the similes, understanding the mythology and folklore that comes with that linguistic system. Any kind of religion that exists is encoded with a certain level percentage of the of, you know, of the spirit world, that in each of the spiritual systems that are there, if we could actually stop separating them and actually study them, we'd have so much of a better spiritual understanding, because they all speak it in a different language and they all have such beautiful perspectives, be it Christianity, be it Judaism, be it Islam, be it Buddhism, be it Taoism, be it Wicca, be it Santeria, be it Candomblé, whatever you want to call it. All of those religious systems, spiritual systems, have something within which is unique to them, and that is their contribution to the spiritual world. Yet we live in times now where in Africa, and especially as the African person, the only spiritual question the furthest we go is where we pose the Bible and our African belief systems. Will become overwhelmed. Because there's nothing wrong with the Bible. There is nothing wrong. People may have used it in their own way. Marangaze ngabona iBhayibheli lisukuma liyokhama umuntu. Angaze ngabona iBhayibheli lihamba liyothathela umuntu umhlaba. Angaze ngibona iBhayibheli liyenda sono. Sona ngikwalo ngilala balisebenzisawo labayela isono leto. Njengoba nathi singadodenda ngcono bangoma. Njengoba nathi ngakithi singabe thina singakwendi mara khona labasebenzisa leso sikhwama sabo lobukhosi lebathwele bona ukuthi bende bubi phakathi ebungomeni. That exists within any kind of spiritual discipline, and those things are just wrong. It has nothing to do with what sect it comes from, because it exists in every sect. It must be spoken up to against, it must be rebuked. Mara anything that is spiritual, that is about buyisa bantu together. Why funeka sigceke? Why funeka compare ukuthi yini lokungcono? Because at the end, all of these things are languages as to how we penetrate. Ilodi. Yathi lenvo yokuthi segna this whole big mainstream idea ukuthi the main and real ancestral communications channels yemaphupho iminyanyisa bokuqala nakugcina. Some people are not dreamers. They are really not dreamers. Meaning ngiyathi before ngiyakothwasa ngabe ngiqamba manga mangithi ngike ngaphupha into emadloti. Mangiphuphile ngakhohlwa. That's how little significant dreams they were. But I knew remarkably well ukuthi funeka ngiyokothwasa. I was able to say to my mom, we say things that I knew and I started to observe myself because I've always been a very perceptive child. And I realized, supernatural nyan. Kwende kanjani ukuthi umuntu ukhone kumphendula usengayiva ukuthi ukubude ini and ubuphendula kona and ngaqala kuhlanganisa. So if I had met a Gobela that had said to me ukuthi up until you get a dream angeke ngikuthwasise bekuthwasani inkosi yami
thokoza khulu
ngoba I went ekuthwaseni sengitiva ukuthi sengiyohlanya Papa, and I would have found myself having walked 20 kilometers, and every time, regardless of where I was going in the same direction to Mozambique. Mangunguthi umuntu uthi mina ngivisisa ukuthi idloti likhuluma ngemaphupho ngoba tiningi ma ancestral communication channels yathi ya infinite. Lomnye umuntu kungaba nenyoni lehlale ifika everyday lapha yana mayifika lenyoni nethi yena makalalela lenyoni ikhuluma kufike expect inzaba ukuthi funeke ende in mhlambe bakubo bakanonyana somewhere or there's a bird totemism that's there or maybe ugogo wakhe lo beyalapha mhlambe asebenzisa nebugedla bethi inyoni lo mnikati wesiphiwo sakhe so ngitotsini mina mafika athi thokozani babe yathi senginakile ukuthi kuhlale kufika lenyoni mayifika lenyoni lena mayicala ichepha yona mina ngicala kuvisisa ngibone itindo lethi so fune ngithini hayi utsakiwe fune uphuphe sangoma siyaphupha
bloody schizophrenic
so uyahlanya ngoba le mvuma uyibona iphila ngoba lamanye banemadloda abo ukuthi abanasikhathi salento ukuthi ngifuna mawulele madloda lafuna ukuthi ahlala nawe bakhuluma nyalo ngetindlela letiningi buka ukuthi gwini ngegogo wena kwakakhulu ku strong labanye kushaya ingomane uthi angashaya ingomane nje yes sis masuka lapho ungathi angene etinhlolweni utokuphengelela tikamhlolo maningi malwimi tiningi tindo letikhona phakathi ephehlweni and all of that are languages that you can penetrate spirit with because madloda akhuluma infinite languages that we don't understand even nalokusebenza lebo gogo bakwendako lokuthi ube ukhaya impepho uhledi indzawo yini for labanye engilandlela lekuthi idloti lakhe lithi naku ngisonzela ngako lo munye kuganza muthi lokuthi beve lo muthi alokabhiza ngena kwendani kuvula ikhanda nesifuba sakho but we are now limiting it to one narrative. You must dream. Everything will come into you in your dreams unless they've shown you to not go in twasa. Ngiko bayahlanya bantu, ngiko labanye bagula, labanye batawufa, labanye bagcine bangukuthi bakhene emaphupho because it's also possible that if something ikshisa kakhulu so you start dreaming about it repetitively because it's here in your mind. And the sister usefa njani sini. Sekufune silahle mathambo every time mawuphuphile. Cha. So let's stop shrinking and shrinking and shrinking and shrinking because the topic was about language today. So nyalo sengikhuluma ngelimi lemadlodi asingalifinyedi sithi maphupho. Ukudlala kakhulu ngoba madlodi akhuluma ngetindlela letinyenti. Umuntu uma kafikile nanoma uphiwe ngeliphupho awuthi hayi imaqale ngilale kuqala ngidokutshela mangivuke eliphupheni asikusebenzi lokho phela photo ngetinto temadlodi ngini you always have to say imaqale ngitetele kancane ngithatha ipower nap ngidobuya kuwe but they are healers that are gifted like that that every time before a client comes uphathwa sithongwana abe neliphupho selimkhombile loyo i-ancestral communication channel yakhe is strong iyabonakala. So that's energy if we take it from a point we don't vibrate at the same levels. So uma umuntu afike ephehlweni ungamkhiphi from i-vibration yakhe ngoba oftentimes uma umkhipha from i-vibration yakhe ngekakhona kwenda lama expectations mangithi mina I'm speaking against uniformity. I'm not speaking out ngisho ukuthi ku wrong ukuthi mathwasane mawuthwasisa imbanzi yemnguni ukuthi bafihlelwe vele uyafihlelwa umthetho elishoba lo makufuneke nihlahlube vele utakuhlahluba makuvuka ngalesikhathi lesi vele utawuvuka mara ukuthi in your expression and how you carry your gift why should I dictate ngibe sengibukile
ndawo emkhulu
nakuphi lapho ngithi mina anguvisisi gogo wena uhlala uthulile wena ukhulumi uyoba inyanga lenjani hayibo ngoba mina ngingiradio theater zonke sengifuna ukuthi nawe ube ngifriendly radio theater zonke akusebenzi njalo mfana webantu umbone ukuthi nanoma nine ekhaya manigitsa ngepace le fast ubone ukuthi highly aladloti lakhe usinamba loyo umntwana loyo why umhlukubeta ngoba lalabanye batawuvuka amadloti bathathe imfihlo tabo yena ngakhona usho ukuthi egogo ngiyakubona kumbu nesikoshana kumbu nelikhehla wena lelithanza kuhamba kancane ke wena masikushayela sidakushayela wedwana ukuthi sitawukhona ukuthi singayendi kube ngahle uthi atokhona lwakakhe abone ukuthi naye umukeliwe ngoba lifasa nemali ngena uliphahlela phela ulimukelile wamukela nebantu bakhe ukuthi into niphatha kahle uma sithi thine la bethu abatokhula khona kusebukhosini bethu umsebenzi wemakhosi ukuthi ube sewuphatha la labatile batocela lisipho la lesokuthi kusasa bokhulisa wena lobo bukhosi bakho ubaphathe ngatandla tombili so uvisise wonke na wonke mfana wakho ngendlela yakhona ngathi mina ngoba mina ngivisisa amaphupho ngithi cha gogo nesindvo uyiphuphile angeke ngiyithathe kazeli nyalo in the way siyibona ngakhona now modernized African identity you start it as just that clan praises things that praise my clans and say the lineages of those that came before but our VCs ukuthi tithakazelo describe so many things that even you inherit ngihlale mina in my practice ngifundzisa abantu ukuthi mina ngakamakhubedu khari reta ribatawo hakitsho ke ri Makhubedu re ana sibuku sa mamphasha phashane sibuku sa morokgathego wa tlhaloganya re tswa dithabeng tsa tshweu dinokeng tsa ntlamogale and that describes to me in my ancestry that we are associated with the mountain because re tswa dithabeng tsa tshweu wa tlhaloganya we are associated with the rivers because we are associated with the lion energy in terms of totemism because and if we say Lunaleli dula kwako shakwaneng, that's a specific place by the river that says maufuna kukhuluma nathi thina singasemhlangeni. But if ungazathi isithakazelo sakho nano musrecite usithatha date wena ukuthi I'm singing my clan praises utoba nenkinga bakutshela ukuthi idloti lakho la kaMakhubedu likwatele nenkinga yakhona hamba oliphahla tinyanga tingakhona ukutshela ukuthi ufuna ukuliphahle njani ngoba abasiba leso sibongo leso mara uyazathi isithakazelo sakho impendulo yakho ikhona mara wena ubuka isithakazelo as just something that is meant to be taken out on Heritage Day, on those days where it's like show us how woke, how African you are. Kanzi ngaphakathi inethi imfihlo tebuwena ukuthi ngithi lapha njani ngikhuluma njani nabangakithi akusathi nokuthi ngithinze emuthi ngibita leso sithakazelo leso ukuthi nazi sithi azichamkile enethine la ekhaya kithi asivali ngetivalo sivala ngemakhanzi emadvothi angeni bakhombeni bakungukuthi liciniso lolo solo nini ninanatela kona lese namhla nami nginanatela ngabo timfihlo telilimi lethu tokwati ilimi lakho tokwati ukuthi tithakazelo basuke basho indvo lenjani utawuhamba uyotfasa uthi wena khobela wami ungirobhile mara utawati njani ngoba timfihlo takho
takini
nanyalo sengivule timfihlo takithi sengisherile ukuthi kusitawukhona kufundzisa ngoba angitesabi ngoba ngibo labo labangipha lo msebenzi talabanye angeke ngitinanatele ngoba akusingibo labangipha lo msebenzi. Madlodi yes or prescient, which means that they've gone back to a natural state of existence, so they speak all languages, understand all languages. So that's not to say you're speaking to Madlodako in their language because that's the only language they'll understand you in. Masikhulu masithi kufele bantu abadzala and ngibo labakuphathele tikhwama letinye tikhwama tebunyanga letinye tikhwama tempilo letinye tikhwama tetinhlanhla letinye tikhwama temshado letinye tikhwama tebangani noyisithundi nabonke ngoba letikhwama letiphiwo tako ngiletikhwama letihlukahlukile lotidzinga ukuthi mawuthi wena uye ebantwini ngifike ebantwini ngithandzeke lento lengifuna kuyenda ebantwini ifezeke yakubona kuya ngokuthi then mawusocela umuntu lomdzala kukhomba inhlonipho. It's like now currently if your grandmother deeply rural and akhuluma Swati nanoma bakini banemali enganani bakise to your Hilton boys and whatever ungafika kuye ufike kuye uthi you know, hi Gogo, how are you? I've missed you so much. Gogo, you don't understand. Every time when I think about home, I just thought about your big farm and how it would be so nice for me to come back and have some mealies from here. Uyatisonzeda dutre nalomuntu logo nanoma sathi alati lelimi leli cha akudikhomba ukuthi wena uyadigabisa ngokuthi umbala uyakhona ngoba uyathi gogo ukuthi uyakwati ukukhuluma lelimi lelo ngoba abatali bakho bamtshelile ukuthi umfanethu ufunza lana bakufunza silumbi khona but into gogo lafuna kuyibona ukuthi mawuthi ukhumbule yena sasemuntu wesinvu do you recognize and identify with that mawumbona mamvusela umvusele wathi ukuthi makangilangwenya uyafika kuye ukuthi unjani langwenya uyakuvisisa njalo ukhomba inhlonipho njalo uyamkhomba ukuthi yena lelitiko lempilo la ngaphakathi kwalo is important to you equally as it's important to her and njalo toyendani gogo tovule masango avule masimi abese uyakuniketa lokho so kubaleka kwe language and speaking your language is just around that is that spirit will always hear you but if ufuna ukuthi nibe in a good relation lana kungana conflict lana kungana always last minute communication ufuna nithanze kuxoxa umuntu uxoxa ngaye ngendlela emjabulisako ngoba ngithi na ufisa idloti lakho likujabulisa kwalani ukuthi ungalijabulisi wena makungukuthi wathi uthi gogo wakho lothanza kukwenela into letihle emswati ukuthi usifunze leso Siswati. We know so many things in our knowledge, in our heads, in our brains. We can sing almost every hit song for the last 20 years that come from the States. What was it? Funza lim lelisha Swati. I wasn't raised like that, and I'm not actually really directly Swati. My father is Xhosa, and my mom is the one that has the Gogo that comes from the Swati descent. But akusinjalo kuthi ngibani wena lokudude nawe kuya ngokuthi ngimuphi lokuthanzile engadini and uma uthanze maswati funza nawe ukuthi maswati wajabulisa njani. It's called hospitality in English but ngesintu it's called ukuthi buyisa ebantwini ukuthi ufika njani ukuthi ube suyadibuyisa uthi sonzete ebantwini ngoba vele we always showed mawuya to any country uyafika eNigeria and you can say to them Kilonchele just from that and you're like Omo waiting to happen you speak a bit of pidgin they immediately stop seeing you as foreign and they like this is one of our own. That's one of the beauties of the power of language. Those who travel know it, that in any country where you can speak a little bit of their language, immediately the interaction changes from foreigner and I am the one who's the owner to seeing a certain kind of camaraderie, a certain kind of kingship, a brotherhood. You belong. Language gives us our belonging. Tozan.